Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah. Coming this evening, afternoon, with a message, and it's called Her. I want to title this message Her. Okay? Maybe I need to call it Who is Her? I think that's what I do. Who is her? Who is her? In Revelation chapter 17 and 18. Now, when you get a lot of males that's teaching, they would cover Revelation 17 and 18 out of an entity of a female. Out of an entity of a female. And for that reason, people lose spirit and truth of the whole matter. And I sit back and think about how people feel they have what it takes to go into Revelation and teach it with all understanding. Revelation is a chapter and chapters that you just can't go in the flesh. You have to be able to go in the spirit. Because that's the only way you get what it's really saying. Because when you go in the flesh, you then go in with your wisdom, your knowledge, your understanding, your interpretation, your belief, the way your flesh perceive and understand it. But when you go in the spirit, your flesh is pretty much humbled to what the spirit of the Most High Yah is saying to your spirit regarding what you're reading. So I kind of think of the end days in which we are in and how there is so many interpretations of Revelation, period. The way they want to teach it, the way they want you to understand it. You have to be able to go into Revelation with the Ruach HaKodesh, which is the Holy Spirit. Why? Because it'll enlighten you on what is truth. So I'm going to go in it, and I'm going to not just step into Revelation 18. That's going to be my overall. But I'm going to go into Revelation 17 and just show you how when individuals teach Revelation 17 and 18, they really draw you in to the flesh of a woman. They really do. They really do. Not understanding that it is not a flesh entity, okay? It is a earth. It is a ground, okay? In which, and it is a land. Sometimes you're going to hear it called it a great city. You're going to hear it called Babylon the Great. You're going to hear it called all these names, but no name can weigh heavier than her in Revelation 17 and Revelation 18. It's like unto Mother Earth. But where people can't grip what Revelation 17 and 18 is talking about is because they take it into a fleshly female entity thought pattern when they're teaching it. I've heard them too many times. They want to take it into and drag it into a feminine entity like unto a feminine woman, human. But what I like about what the Father has done, He has taught me to see it the way His Spirit is teaching me it. And now it all makes sense. Let's get into it. Let's start with Revelation chapter 17. And we're going to start with 17. We're only going to dip into 17. I just want to go to oh no. Now, Father, I wasn't planning on going this deep. Let's go anyway. Ha ha ha. How about that? Let's go. Revelation 17 and verse 4. I'm going to take you into the light. I'm going to take you into spirit and truth, where you can see the whole matter of what actually happening in this land. So when you see it, then will you prepare yourself physically, mentally, and guess what? Spiritually, first and foremost. So spiritually, it's where you want to prepare yourself. And it will prepare your mind and your heart. Okay? Because that's what that is needed, y'all. Wait till you hear what is actually going on. This is not a flesh can teach this. Only through the spirit can you understand it. Okay? Because like I said, they would teach it as likened to a real entity of a female. But it is the feminine grounds that the Most High has created. The earth is feminine. It is a feminine entity. How can you have a feminine entity created by the Most High Yah and a masculine entity weighing over it? Something wrong, ain't it? Something wrong with that. A feminine entity of the earth. The earth is a feminine entity. You see? The earth is a feminine entity. Now, how you going to have a feminine entity holding up a masculine nature? Let's do it. Let me sit that to you, send it to you again. See if it can shock your spirit. How is it you're going to have a feminine earth and a masculine power therein? They're on. They're with. But a feminine earth. Let's go there. Revelation chapter 17. And let's start with verse 4. We in verse 4. And it says, Revelation 17 and verse 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with a gold and precious stone and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abomination, filthiness of her fornication. Now, this is verse 4 of Revelation 17. And in verse 4, it spoke of a feminine entity 3 times. Let's go on to verse 5. And upon her forehead was the name written, Mystery Babylon, the Great, the mother of harlot, an abomination of the earth. You see that? Now, how many times do you see the feminine entity spoken here? You see here the feminine entity in verse 5 spoken twice. You see her, you see mother. The third thing you see is of the earth. That's a sign letting you know the earth is feminine. So what's holding up the masculine? effeminate. Okay? So let's go on. So therefore, in verse 5, you see the feminine 3 times. Verse 6, and I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the its martyrs of Yeshua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. Now, how many times in verse 6 do you hear the woman? Twice. Revelation 17 is whooping the feminine entity up and down. It's revealing it. Okay? Now let's go to verse 7. We're still in Revelation 17 and verse 7. And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery. See the power? Oh, I got to write that down. You see that? I will tell you, verse 7, Revelation 17, and verse 7, it says, and the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell you the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carried her, which has 7 heads and 10 horns. Okay? Now, right there, how many times do you see the word that represent a feminine entity in verse 7? 2. Okay? You see woman and you see her. Okay? Let's go to verse 8. And the beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder whose name were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. Now, how many times did you see her in verse 8? In Revelation 17 and verse 8, you see her once. You see her once. When it once, let me see. No, it's not seen. Wait a minute, where did I see that at? Verse 8, the beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder whose name were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. Earth is Mother Earth. Earth is the land. Earth is the ground. Okay? So when you get to Revelation chapter 9, it says, 17 and verse 9, it says, and here is the mind which has wisdom, and 7 heads are the 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. The woman sitteth. Okay? Now here you see the female, the feminine entity as woman. So all through 17, it's trying to bring you into a mystery. First, it told you in Revelation chapter 17 and 5, on her forehead was a name, Mystery Babylon. Because even to today, 2025, it's still a mystery. Even when the prophet would warn the world, it still will remain a mystery. You see? It's still a mystery. Okay? And as you go on to verse 17, it says, I will tell thee the mystery of the woman. So they're talking about a mystery, Babylon, and then the angel told John that I would tell you the mystery in verse 7 of the woman and of the beast. You see? So what is that saying? That's saying that it is impossible for individual to go into Revelation and think that they can tell you the prophecies. They can land this thing out to you. They're sitting saying that the prophecy is being fulfilled because Iran and Israel is warring, and United States is warring with each other. That's not the prophecy, you guys, of Magog. They talking about this is God and Magog. Y'all need to sit down. That is not God and Magog. Anything you can look forward to is you looking for a war battle of whatever's coming out of the bottomless pit that's going to start something that's going to take the lives of many. You see? But it's not Armageddon. It's not. So I want to show you that Revelation has given 17 and 18 have given you one of the biggest mysteries in the whole book of Revelation. One of the biggest mystery in the whole chapters, all the chapters of Revelation. It has been given to you outside the mystery of letting you know in Genesis 2 regarding this one. Because Genesis 2 explained to you that the seat of Satan is somewhere. Satan resides somewhere. The synagogue of Satan is somewhere. Now you finna go into the mystery of Babylon. You're going to find out why did they wear out the feminine entity in Revelation 17 and 18. Let's go. Now we're going to go into Revelation 18, and here we go. And I'm just going to go back each verse, and I'm going to show you her. And then I'm going to leave you with who is her, and see if you can answer that question. And we're going to now start in Revelation. In Revelation chapter 18, and we're going to start with verse 3. And I'm just covering the statements that's speaking of her. Revelation 18, chapter 18 and verse 3. Nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Who? Her fornication. Who is her? Another sentence said, the kings of, this is Revelation 18 and verse 3, the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. So somewhere, the kings of the earth, okay, the leaders and rulers on this earth have committed fornication with her. The merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundancy of her delicacy. Okay, there go another her. And that's showing you that the merchants of the earth on this earth are waxed rich through the abundancy of her delicacy. Okay, who is her? Now we in verse 4 of Revelation 18. In Revelation 18 and verse 4, it says, "Come out of her." There go her again. Who is her? And it says, "Be not partaker of her sins." Who is her? This is verse 4. It says, "That ye receive not her plagues." Who is her? Revelation 18, and we on verse 5, it says, "Her sins have reached the heavens." Who is her? Her sins has reached the heavens. And in verse 5 it says, "And Yah remembered her iniquities." Yah remember her iniquities. Who is her? Yah rewarded. No. Yah remember her iniquities. That's in verse 5. Now when you get to verse 6, Revelation 18 and verse 6, Yah rewarded her even as she rewarded you. Who is her? Who is her? We still in verse 6. "Doubled unto her, doubled according to her works." Who is her? Who is her? Now let's get to verse 7. Revelation 18 and verse 7. "Glorify herself and live deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her." It's in that verse twice in one sentence. Let me read it again. Verse 7 of Revelation 18. "Glorify herself and live deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her." Who is her? Revelation 18 and verse 8. "Her plagues come in one day." Who is her? "She shall be utterly burned with fire." Who is she? Yah who judges her. Who is her, she, and her? In Revelation 18, verse 8. Who is her? Who is she? And who is her? Verse 8. Verse 9. "The kings committed fornication and lived deliciously with her." Who is her? "They bewail her and lament for her." Who is her? Who is her? "See the smoke of her burning." Who is her? Revelation 18 and verse 9. Who is her? Now you in Revelation 18, let's go to verse 10. "Afar off for thee, for thee, fear of her torment. Who is her? That's verse 10. Revelation 18 and verse 10. Afar off for the fear of her torment. When who is her? Verse 11. Revelation 18 and verse 11. Merchants of the earth shall weep and moan over her. Who is her? Now we go into Revelation 18 and verse 15, and it reads, these things which were made rich by her. These things which were made rich by her. Revelation 18 and verse 15. Shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. Who is her in verse 15? Let's drop down to verse 18 of Revelation chapter 18. Now, verse 18. They saw the smoke of her. Who? Her burning. They saw the smoke of her burning. Revelation 18. Who is her? Revelation 19. By reason, Revelation chapter 18, verse 19, by reason of her costlessness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. Who is her and who is she? That's Revelation chapter 18, verse 19. By the reason of her costlessness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. Who is her and who is she? We still in Revelation 18. See, this is how they should have taught what's going on. No, they wouldn't have known, but they have to put the pieces together. And then you get to Revelation. We still in Revelation 18. And you get to verse 20. And it says, rejoice over her. Yah has avenged you on her. Who is her? Verse 21. Music shall be heard no more at all in thee. Now he's skipping from her to the word in thee. In thee. Who is in thee? Meaning. What is it meaning? Music shall be heard no more at all in thee. This is verse 21. No craftsmen shall be found anymore in thee. Okay? Who is in thee? Millstones shall be heard. Millstones shall be heard no more at all in thee. Who is in thee? This is that those were all in verse 21. Revelation 18 and verse 21. Verse 23. Candles shall shine no more in thee. Again, in thee. Voices of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. There it go again. In thee. Now listen to this. By thy sorcery were all nations deceived. By thy sorcery were all nations deceived. By thy. Who is thy sorcery? Were all nations deceived? Thy sorcery were all nations deceived. Now you down to Revelation 18, chapter 18, and verse 24. And in her was found the blood of the prophets and of the saints of all that were slain upon the earth. There go earth again. And who is it speaking of in verse 24 when it says, and in her was found the blood of the prophets and of the saints of all that were slain upon the earth. What is it that one could say Revelation 18 has spoken between 28 to 30 times about her? Who is her? That's a question for 7 p.m. Central Time. Who is her in Revelation 17 and 18? Who is her? Revelation 18 holds the word her or she or thee in the between 28 to 30 times. Can you actually speak on this Revelation 18, knowing exactly who is her? Who is her? Whoever this her is, it is connected to what heavens knew. Whoever this her is, this feminine, earthly entity is, heavens knew of it and is coming to destroy it first and foremost. What would go on in a creator's mindset that would come after her? What is it about her that caused heaven to come after her the way that he is, or to predestine the order to go out the way that it will in Revelation 18? I, Sister Deborah, ask you the question. Who is her? Maybe you can go over this video and have that answer at 7 p.m. Central Time live. Maybe we can talk about who is her. Who did you come up with? Who is her? You know why? Because once you know who her is, you know the mystery. And this mystery is going to take you a long ways. It's like a code of silence. if Yah suffer you to know, then Yah has a sign to crack the mystery. So I, Sister Deborah, will see you at 7 p.m. Central Time live here this evening. And we're going to talk about who is her. From Revelation 17 and verse 18. Who is her? Now, this is the thing I have. If we understand the feminine of who is called the feminine entity on earth. Understanding the feminine entity will take you also a long ways. Why? Because the way he orchestrated it, one was to hold the other. One were to hold up the other. The earth has birthed everything that's living. So if the earth birthed Adam, therefore feminine had a place before masculine. Because the earth is looked at as something that the world will not talk about. They can't. It'll tell the mystery. So I, Sister Deborah, will see you at 7 p.m. Central Time live. See you then. Shalom and shalom.